Namaskar. It's 29th November 2020. Welcome to World This Week, your weekly news update program where we cover refined top relevant stories. Mohsen Fakhrizad, Iran's top nuclear scientist, assassinated near Tehran. Unknown to most Iranians until Friday when he was assassinated, the nuclear scientist Mohsen Fakhrizad was well known to those who followed Iran's nuclear program. Western security sources regarded him as instrumental in it. Iranian media downplayed Fakhrizadeh's importance, introducing him as a scientist and researcher involved in the search of homegrown test kits for COVID-19 in recent weeks. Mark Fitzpatrick, an associate fellow with London International Institute for Strategic Studies who follow Iran's nuclear program, closely also tweeted, Iran's nuclear program is long past the point when it is dependent on a single individual. Yet we know that when he was attacked, Fakhrizadeh was accompanied by several bodyguards, indicating how seriously Iran took his security. So the motive for the assassination would appear to have been political rather than relating to Iran's nuclear activities. Two possible motives stand out. Firstly, to jeopardize potential improvement in relationship between Iran and the new Biden administration in the United States. And secondly, to encourage Iran to engage in a retaliatory act. The coronavirus vaccine developed by the University of Oxford is highly effective at stopping people developing COVID-19 symptoms, a large trial shows. Interim data suggests 70% protection, but the researchers say the figure may be as high as 90% by tweaking the dose. The result will be seen as a triumph, but they come after Pfizer and Moderna vaccine showed 95% protection. However, the Oxford jab is far cheaper and is easier to store and get to every corner of the world than the other two. So the vaccine will play a significant role in tackling the pandemic if it is approved for use by regulators. For more on Oxford vaccine, don't forget to watch our detailed coverage in science and technology news on channel Jigyasa, Curiosity to Explore and Learn. At virtual G20 summit, PM Narendra Modi calls for new world in post-COVID environment. As the world leaders greeted each other on computer screens at the commencement of G20 summit, it was a sober acknowledgement of the new normal in the times of coronavirus pandemic. The event, hosted virtually by Saudi Arabia, saw global leaders such as Russian President Vladimir Putin, China's Xi Jinping, and India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi meeting online to discuss the offline scenario of growth and path of recovery. In his keynote address, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that there is an urgent need for new world in post-pandemic environment. While previous world order largely focused on wealth creation and was capital-centric, the new realities have forced the global powers to look at skill, talent, management and nurturing the natural resources. PM Modi also spoke about democratization of technology and said that the new advancement should reach every section of the society. The world population must now look for scaling down the carbon footprints to help heal Mother Earth and lessen the burden on existing chain of consumption of natural resources. Talking about work from anywhere principle, PM Narendra Modi said that this virtual summit would be followed up at another level. The G20 summit has brought together world leaders of largest economies that encompass 85% of the global population. Apart from Asian nations, Leaders of the European bloc also attended the event. India is set to host the G20 summit in 2023. COVID-19 world's top latex glove maker shuts factories. The world's largest maker of latex gloves will shut more than half of its factories after almost 2,500 employees tested positive for coronavirus. Malaysia's top glove will close down 28 plants in phases as it seeks to control the outbreak, authorities said. The company has seen a huge surge in demand for its personal protective gear since the start of the pandemic. However, there have been concerns about the working conditions of the low-paid migrant workers it relies upon on Monday. Malaysia's health ministry reported a sharp rise in COVID-19 cases in areas where top glove factories and dormitories are located. Nearly 5,800 workers have been screened so far with 2,453 tested positive, it said. Top glove operators 41 factories in Malaysia, with many of its workers coming from Nepal and living in crowded dormitory complexes. Scotland, first in the world to make sanitary products free. Scotland on Tuesday made all sanitary products free to all women, becoming the first nation in the world to take such a step against period poverty. The measure makes tampons and sanitary pads available at designated public places such as community centers, youth clubs and pharmacies at an estimated annual cost to taxpayers of £24 million. The period product Scotland bill passed unanimously and First Minister of Scotland, Nicola Sturgeon, called it an important policy for women and girls. For long been trying to shift the blame of the outbreak of novel coronavirus, it was Europe first, and now Chinese researchers have claimed that the deadly virus originated in India. A team from Chinese Academy of Science argues the virus likely originated in India in summer of 2019, jumping from animals to humans via containment water. They said it then travelled unnoticed to Wuhan, where it was first detected. Chinese authorities have earlier pointed the finger of the blame to Italy, the US and Europe, largely without any evidence. This new blame comes against a backdrop of increased political tension between India and China. In their paper, the Chinese team used phylogenetic analysis to trace the origin of COVID-19. Viruses, like all cells, mutate as they reproduce, meaning tiny changes occur in their DNA each time they replicate themselves. The scientists argue their method of investigation rules out the virus found in Wuhan as the original virus and instead points to 8 countries: Bangladesh, the USA, Greece, Australia, India, Italy, Czech Republic, Russia or Siberia. Researchers go on to argue that because India and Bangladesh both records samples with low mutations and are geographic neighbors, it is likely that the first transmission occurred there. Their unproven theory goes on to say the water shortage made wild animals such as monkey engage in the deadly fight over water among each other and would have surely increased the chance of human-wild animal interaction. We speculated that transmission of SARS-CoV-2 might be associated with the unusual heat wave. India's poor healthcare system and young population allowed the virus to spread undetected for several months. Despite the bizarre claims, coronavirus is believed to have first emerged in China in December 2019. That's all for this week. Thank you for watching, and to get regular updates from channel Jigyasa, curiosity to explore and learn, like, share and subscribe, and don't forget to press the bell icon. Thank you.